Hey gang, I just showed you replacing the pawls on the starter recoil. Now I'm just going to show you everything that was done to the saw since the introduction video. One obvious is new side cover. It's a magnesium side cover versus the plastic one. Now I had somebody mention that's not the right side cover, sprocket cover. Well, it actually is the right sprocket cover. It's kind of a universal sprocket cover that fits a number of different saws, and if you buy this saw in stock form without any options, this is the cover you get. It's got the Farm Boss sticker on it, so what? It's just a sticker that was put on. This cover must have just come from a different saw. So yes, this is the correct part number for the MS460. Now that I got that out of the way, go ahead and take this side cover off. And I got new bar nuts. And cheap investment. Go ahead and get new bar nuts if you're going to go through a saw that's new to you. Just save yourself aggravation later on. You can see that I've got my felling dogs on. I had talked to you guys about having an issue with the crankcase, clutch side crankcase being broken. I'll show you how I fixed that. As you can see, I've got the rear dog on. So let's put the case on. I have to lift it a little bit here. There. So there's the new case, and it came with new guides, chip deflector, and as you can see, it's oily, so it's oiling good. And then of course the felling dog. And why it was important for me to have the felling dogs on was this hole down here. If you look at the saw, we'll pan her over here a little bit and zoom in and down. A little too much. See that little white guy right there? That is why it was important to me that I had both of the felling dogs on, because it takes both the felling dogs to mount your chain catch, your roller chain catch. Okay. So, and we have a new 28-inch bar with a new chisel, or excuse me, semi-chisel chain. That was not on there before. We also have a new clutch bell, the old clutch bell. I don't know if any of you, excuse me, I dropped stuff. I don't know if any of, if I mentioned it, or if, I think maybe I mentioned it, but the new clutch bell, or the old clutch bell, we can get the right angle. You can see right here, it's cracked. Well, that would destroy my clutch. If this blew apart, my clutch would be destroyed, and I'd be out a bunch more money. So I just got a new clutch bell assembly. It's about 30 bucks, not too bad. And also got a new sprocket. So, and this one's still in real good shape. So this will go in the gearbox in case it is needed. Not the clutch, but the sprocket. It's a 7.2 sprocket. Now we will turn the saw around. I'm going to put the cover back on. I'm going to turn the saw around and I will show you the fix that I did on the case to put the inner dog on. And I tested it. It's really, really rigid. I don't think I'm going to have a problem with it. I always do overkill when I'm doing any kind of a repair. To replace the case would cost me in the area of, and I wouldn't just replace one side of the case, I'd replace both sides, which means a complete disassembly. So you've got my time involved in that, and not to mention my time, you've got the cost and expense involved in that, and that exceeded my original purchase price on the saw. It's irrelevant, but it just exceeded that amount, and I didn't want to exceed that amount. I had a set limit. So I am under what I had planned on spending for this saw, I'm still under by about 140 bucks. So I'm still in the winner's circle. So what else did we do? All right. Well, let's get a little zoom in here. I'll show you the repair that I did here in just a minute. Let's get this up and zoom in. Muffler looks a little different, doesn't it? Well, that's because here's the old one, the stock. And this is just your standard stock muffler. There is, like I said, this saw has a number of options that you can get with it. You buy the base saw, and then of course you spend more money to get the options built up on it. So what have I got? I now have a dual port muffler. Got a spark arrestor here, and it's a good size opening. Let's just try a flashlight on it so you guys can see. Good size opening there. It actually increased my RPM by over 1,000 RPMs just with that mod. I've not yet modded the carburetor. So we're going to see how she does with the 28-inch bar and the modded muffler. If that comes out okay, then I am not going to worry about, I bet that was fun for you guys. Then I'm not going to worry about rejetting the carb or getting a new carb with a larger jet. Now, the repair. I'm going to actually take the camera off the stand and bring you guys in kind of close and personal with the repair that I did so that you can see it. Alright, let me get a seat here. And you guys saw that I did put the brake on, and that's because, yes, I got a brake band for it, and that was all that was missing. That brake band went on in like half a second. I'll show you that here real quick. That one little screw right there holds the brake band on, and that's it. Then it just loops around and then connects to the dog bone. There are other videos on YouTube showing how to remove, repair, and replace those. So now what did I do with the dog? Well, I drilled an extra hole in the dog, make it a little bit more rigid. You see I've got the stock spot, I've got the extra one, and then I've got the one at the bottom that has it bolted on with the chain roller catch. Let me find, there it is. What I did was, where the case was broken out, where the case was broken out right here, you can see right there, to the inside of that I just made this cutout, and I made this cutout so that it fit perfectly up against the case, so that it had support back here, support and support on the bottom. So I've got, you know, a lot of contact surface at the back of this piece. This is a piece of stainless steel. It is, what is that, 14 or 16 gauge steel. It's a little bit lesser gauge than the felling dogs, felling spikes, log dogs, whatever you want to call them. But I got the two screws here. Well, then what did I do in here to get this piece attached? Well, you can see that little shiny spot right there. That's a nut, and then the screw is right there. It's just a black panhead Phillips head screw. There's another one just like that, just under the inner chain guide. And then you can't see, well, you can kind of see. Let me turn the light on the camera here. Hang on. See if we, yeah, you see that panhead screw right there? There's the top one, and there's the bottom one, right back in there, right there. I had to turn it around because it was hitting the muffler with the nut being towards the muffler. So I just turned it around. Then we can look down in here and we can see the nut. It did not push the inner guide out into the bar. I've still got plenty of clearance. Plenty of clearance there. So does that wrap it up? I believe that wraps it up. That's about all of the repairs and modifications that I made to the MS460 to get it ready to fell trees. And it is ready. It's ready to rock and roll. Ready. So I know this video was just a little bit long-winded, but you guys are used to that. At least I stayed on point and didn't talk about other stuff. So there you go. This is your friendly neighborhood Zippo signing off.